Yo guys, what's up? I'm gonna start doing this every Saturday, 1 to 3. Let's see how it works out. Kind of low on the subscribers right now, but hey, if you have any questions or you run into this, any questions at all, I will do my best to answer them or give you a solution that I can think of. If it is data set specific, please upload your file to Google, send me a shareable link, a view only link, so I can see what's going on and I'll play around with it. To begin this stream, I'm just going to do some optimization techniques, optimize this query builder thing that I've been doing for an ETL process. So I will try to pay attention to the live chat the best I can. And yeah, hopefully I'm not forever alone. Let's see, do I have that script? Actually, I think it's my other one. Sweet. So for some different optimization techniques, what I like to do is I like to go start from the most nested piece. Right now that would be this guy. Just kind of take it step by step to make sure I have all of my indexes in place, because there are specific ways that we should do that. Normally what I'll do, especially in functions, we can't really add print statements or anything like that. I'll just comment out my code because I'm not really trying to edit my code. More so, let's see, we'll do 23 since I know that works. So you can just hold down Control Z. I'll be back to normal. Running the estimated execution plan, the biggest pieces I look for are the scans first. The batch within or relative to the batch, it doesn't really concern me on some of these items because we get a lot of, just simple selects on seeks, but the key lookups and these scans are the most important things to look for. All right, so I will start with this one. So when looking at it, let's see, this is reference type. So this is a function itself, get reference type ID. So this is going to be pretty nice since that get reference type ID, that generic style of function right here. Oh, darn it. Since this function's built by the system, I'll actually be able to fix a lot of these at once. So what am I looking for? Core, no, data. So get reference type ID. Same type of thing. Since it's a function, we're just commenting out all of the items we don't need. Once again, display estimated. Let's see if, actually I want to check to make sure this is doing what it should be doing. There we go. Excellent. So for optimizing, I'm just going to pass it the same variables that I'm using here. just to give it the, follow the exact path versus it trying to decide something else. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. There it is. There we go. Seek, lookup, scan. All right. And let's go to the table itself. See what we have here. Oh, no optimizations, type indexes. So let's say this would be table reference realm. And why are we creating this? This would be the FNC get type ID. So the standard rule is your wheres are what you index on and your includes are what you return. So realm being the higher item, or the so we'll do the key name. Since this is a view, I have a special naming structure behind the scenes where just kind of makes sense to me. I usually have a 3-part identifier to determine what data point it is, and I'll use the subject itself to mask it to give a system unique name. So the first one is going to be indexing the key name, including the realm ID, because that's what we have. I said index on include, so we have index on 2 of them and include through the powers of consistency. Is a little different because of this structure. A class has a realm ID, a family has a class ID, a type has a family ID. To keep everything more formatted to match the cluster index. The cluster index, I have the parent taxonomy in there. Sysref. So when looking at 2 of them, I try to pair what I am using with like what I've used in my unique or my cluster index. I try to follow the same path. So this is going to keep all the realms together. And if I have a duplicate class key name, it's not going to do the other way around. I want to make sure that I'm filtering it down because we don't know how big our realms will actually be. And same kind of pattern all the way up. Key name, parent, include ID, key name, parent, and tenant include ID. So our class, let's see, class becomes family, realm becomes class. We'll do one more. Class becomes type. Realm becomes family. Except, like I said, well, the type now is a third one, the tenant. And the tenant, I have a tenant ID in every single table in my system. It dictates who owns the record. So you have multiple clients in the same, multiple clients essentially leasing table space versus leasing database, instances of multiple databases, which really helps. Let's see, did I run the class one? Yeah, so I didn't run family or type. Because this is for the reference IDs or the type ID specifically. And I'm going to comment this out and run this again. So now we completely removed that old execution plan. Please tell me I saved that. I really wanted to compare that. Is it here? Excellent. Can I do a side by side? Not without blocking me. This will work. So I will run this again. Relative to the batch, it doesn't really bother me, but we have 21%, and our path is quite different. We have no more key lookups, and the key lookup basically meaning that we didn't provide enough information on the index itself to find the actual record, so to have to go look up on the clustered index what the additional information was. That's why we have the include, and I just remembered something that I need to undo, because a part of a physical optimization is the file, the actual database files. And in this system, I have files for clustered index and non-clustered indexes and columnar indexes and blobs. So I did not specify my group, my file group in these statements. This doesn't seem right. Oh, I guess it is. So I actually need to give it the on, because this is reference data. So we'll look for the reference index. That is very important. And the reason why I want to keep these is I can run them through all of my items that I've get type IDs, so I can optimize, to get flag type ID, all this other stuff. I'll just save this off to the side so to show you the same pattern. So once again, now we have a really flat seek, no scans. We have our 4 here, and pretty linear versus our split trees. Key lookup, one key lookup, 2 scans, and a third scan up here. Yep. So very concise index now. I'll put this back over. So now if I get my estimated again, 5%, but it's a lot cleaner, and it'll let us know what other things are affecting it. So we have key lookups. A lot larger. Is this a data set function? Yep, it's data set tree. So the tree, let's do this. I bet it looks different. Actually, no, that's data set. Different structure. So the tree is pretty similar to the get type ID. Where are we at? Oh my God, I'm lost. Okay, there we go. Where I do have the same key name type ID, except for I'm including more information per level. We have cross supply going on, so this unique filter where we have an incoming variable, and we're also joining on the, where in type deal. So what I want to do is test 2 different things, and actually indexes, actually subject-based indexes. That's one of the main things we are doing, and I want to save this over here. Since this was just a function, there is nothing else that we need to do here. We created the index, but because this function was created by the system, I'm going to be saving the code so I can attach it to my, when a subject is created, when the 1,000 views and 270 tables are created for the specific subject. Make sure to also include these extra indexes based on the type of table, so a type table, a family table, a class, and a realm table, which will help me avoid these things as my system creates new subjects, as I move with different projects. Because the same thing with this function is also created by my system on a create when we create the table. So repeated pattern, where's that select at? So we're just doing it on data set type ID. So that's our table that's coming back, which means it's a function. It's returning a table, so I can ignore all this to just get my select statement. Excellent. Excellent. Oh. So I am going to copy this block, and what I will do is say this is for get type ID functions. This is for get tree table valued functions. Since I'm working, actually this would be use system because that's where data set is. Reference would be data set, and FG data main would be FG system main. Once again, index. But why does this index exist? And it's for the table valued function get tree. And if we look at this get tree, we have the key name and the realm ID is coming back. So we say actually, that's my include. What is my family ID and key name? Family IDs. So actually, this might take care of half of it. Let's see. Let's read what it says here. Darn it. Guess that's why we tokenize instead of just run and replace queries. Okay. Pretty linear, but we had lookup seek, seek on the data set items. Let's see if adding that changed anything. Nope, we have the same query plan. So it's not really looking at that item, just in case. So let's go back here. We say it's filtering on the parent ID and the key name. So let's see where our realm is on here. Because of the includes. have a realm scan. Realm for class ID. So we want on, realm ID, and key name. Include the cluster ID. This will be multiple directions. So we'll say the realm ID, then the class ID. Include key name. Oh. Nope. It's family. It's this and key name include parent. Class. And this would be the tenant again, I believe, where tenant and key name. So it's tenant and key name include parent. We have it over here and here. Still scan on the type. So this type wasn't. I see. Scan on the realm. Scan on the type. So if we look at this, we have two different items. So the parent includes and the me includes. Which is the opposite of this. This is me include the parent and the key name. It's like we'll do key name. There we go. The main thing I want to do here is look at this pattern. What the heck? Oh. It's topmost item. Or is it just because of the null? This function itself is a new idea. It's just because of the null, so I have to scan that first table. Ooh, but I don't want to. If null, what is that? Include, just be me. That's what it should be. I see. Okay. So I guess that's why I was told not to do it that way. It's so powerful. So when we're actually using it, we don't get the scan when we actually filter it. But it's the generic query where we're not filtering it because that's what we would want to do. Wait, what? Did it just take time? I'm losing my mind. Okay. realm seek, 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 seek. So how we would actually use it, it's filtering appropriately. Scan on flag. Simple enough. Oh, and look at this. Here's another one. We'll take 2 birds out with 1 stone, because this instead of data set, it would be flag. Instead of FG system, it would be FG data. This one is supposed to get us our type IDs. So this one's done. We're returning a value flag for the script ID and the type ID. So this is a parent. So that's going to be our first sort by parent, then sort by flag type, include the value itself. So I will take this. And this is a little unique. So we have domain indexes, flag. So domains, we'll still be on data main, but instead of ref flag, we have a specific domain, and this domain is SCR. So that's how, you could see some of them right here, PEO, PRT, because those in the system, looking at files, have their own file groupings too, to split these massive chunks of data, and then to split those massive chunks of data into their actual data and their optimization data. So we have reference, because reference data is usually very small compared to like people tables. So we have a special type of domain indexes. So ref flag will get SCR script flag instead. And we will have there we go. The parent script ID, because there is a script flag ID, and then the flag type ID. Include the FLG value flag. %, on a scan. And the scan with paired key lookups. %, on the seek, and that same pattern from the previous one. Nope. Looking up flags again. So that is our lookup. All right. So that is one of the most granular pieces of this larger item. For some more areas of improvement, reference type ID script, so this would be done. All right, so let's look at this as a whole. So what we're calling 23, this isn't used yet, this is for the future. And then we'll just run at an end. Because we're running through a cursor, we can limit this. So relationship type ID has that very similar pattern that, I mean, all of our get IDs are going to have that issue. Data main, yes, but reference is no. Wait, nope, that is correct. It's not relationship table, it's the reference. So it's flag with relationship. Nope. Data relationship. Data relationship. It goes back to normal. Scan. So we're looking up on the type and script ID. This I want to change. I'm going to change this in the actual code too. Something that I missed out when doing this. I want to make sure that if any reason, usually relationship type IDs are split based on the tenant. I know the system's going to be operating this, but we want to make sure that we have the ability to filter that relationship down. Actually, no, this is internal. I take that back. I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of mapping. For mapping, we're going to want to do that because we are separating mapping by tenant. Reddit has its own mapping data within the mapping structure. The Federal Elections Commission has its own data, and relationships will have its own data. So for here, this is pretty simple. We want to cluster on the script and type with the sequence in it, returning the child. So type and parent returning the child. See, this is kind of a one-off, but not really. So I have a system relationship also. Oh, crap. This is our rel data relationship table. We are going to first order by the parent ID. Nope, type ID. Then the parent implied primary key, followed by the sequence ascending. And we'll include the child. Because we have rel up here, it will be on the relationship domain because relationships are massive. So let's look at this. Scan seeks. Then we have our seek. Oof, now we're getting to big ones. All right. After we're inside the cursor, we want to get data from the actual script table. From class family type. Excellent. We have a solution for that already. This is a seek and a key lookup. This is the first one. So that would be similar to this, but on the basic domain. And let me check that code again. Yeah, I guess we wouldn't really need this. I am printing the name itself. But since that's what I'm doing here, we'll do the type first. Because normally it will just be the type, and that's the include, right? Parent include type. So parent include type, and also the name. Wait. Being that as an SCR, it'll go on the script. Not the most fun, but and then we have the massive table one that we have already taken care of here. Set of data set, it'll be script. Nope. seek, a nice inline, all seeks. Oh, that's fast. Seeking a key lookup on the data point. So why is that? I bet it is this right here. Seek on script. Nope. ID include name. That sounds familiar. Oh, that's not gonna happen. That will trigger my OCD. Like I said, so what's going on? We do have the domain-based indexes, but we also have the reference-based indexes. So most of the time, well, these are never going to change because it is a reference. So TBL, ref, data point. TBL, ref. Actually, let's do... And then we'll take this out just so we can basically make it, we're going to tokenize this script because this is going to happen with everything, possibly even data set, because I pulled the name from that. So I expect that to change. No more key lookup because we're getting exactly what is needed. Let's keep going. Data point again, which we should have resolved. Seek. Excellent. Whoa. That is a very different looking... Oh, that's the dataset cursor, or dataset name, right? Yep. Where's that pass? Oh, this is it. Okay. No more key lookups on the data point. So seeks all the way down, which is really unfortunate. We already have our execution time at basically nothing. But now it's still nothing. It might feel a little faster. I'll have to check the videos, even with the open. That's pretty good. That feels like almost a normal select statement, even though it's building. Wow. So it's building the query, and we're getting prints. So if this would be, let's see if I Control Z everything. Actually get my alter done. Print. If I take out my prints, that's going to help a lot. Oh, darn it. So this feels like almost like a select statement straight from the table itself. It's iterating through iterating through a relationship table to find the next child. So that's where we get the recursion from the procedure itself, because that procedure just calls itself until essentially it runs out of relationships. And sometimes it'll look up flags, and sometimes it will look up the script reference. So is it a synonym? Does it require the use of a database? The reference to get the data set, data point type information, and also to look at farther up in the data set tree to say, hey, should I use my schema when calling this? And running it really feels like a normal select statement, because it's also returning JSON and executing that script. So this is essentially what it's building and returning it as JSON, and then we're ripping it apart. So that's the return, and that's building the query, returning JSON, and then parsing that JSON. So it's nice to see, 19,000 rows, not very big at all, but still getting that type of, that speed for conceptually what we're doing. My system compared to a server, I guess 8 core, 32 gig. I believe I'm in an i9. So decent, but not, production quality servers, more development type environment. So the other thing we can actually do, well, we don't have any joins in here, so I'm going to keep on the optimization trail because I really want to not run into this again. So I will say these are subject based. With a little fork. Right. Because every subject will have a realm class family type. Therefore, a tree function built. Every subject will have FNC, get type ID built, realm class family type, except references versus domains. They'll have a little bit different structures. So what I would do, so let's get this set up. Man, forever alone. I'll be here for another hour. That's fine. That's fine. I'm in IT. I'm used to being by myself. Shit, I'm in data. I'm used to being very much by myself with people looking at me like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And that is my life. Subject-based procedure, create. Subject-based index procedure. I want this code. Just kind of look through. Borrow some code. I want this code. Oh. Well, it was right there. Okay. So I don't want any of this stuff. Begin, try, commit, and try, catch. There we go. Yeah. Domain, relationship, shared attribute. Excellent. So shared attribute, we are going to treat like normal reference data. Don't want to mess with the dimensions. And we have 3 main groups with a fail. So this is going to stay the same. If it's a dimension, we're going to fail it. Otherwise, should we do it all here? Or should we split it up? Let's be a little lazy today. So I actually almost have the custom version, because the indexes that already exist on the tables themselves. Can I do that in an hour? Can I figure that out in an hour? No, because I would need more things set up in the other structure. I cannot. I won't need parameters. It's just moving forward. And I'll have my code here. Actually, I will need a lot of these. So we have domain, base, reference, and relationship. And all. Would reference be all? Yeah, I think so. Have the database ID. I will need the type ID, no. The name, yes. The key name, yes. Subject information. All right. Actually, I should have done that specifically. What I should have done was script would be domain name. Actually, subject type, I believe. Yep. Because everything is a pattern. Then I have an abbreviation. I believe that would be subject type abbreviation. Yep. What am I doing? It's easier than that. Oh no, no it wasn't. Because I'm at the subject level, so I will have this, but I won't have the other information. Which I will not. Reference data is all the same. Go back down here, abbreviation, name. This is right. This is wrong. Just kind of look past the tokens and try to feel for the pattern. Just been working with this pattern for so long. Table REL subject name. The subject is what generates the this is type ID though. Nope, these are very specific. Darn. Actually, that'll fix itself. I know how I'll do that. I named this completely wrong, but I can get it to fix itself. Okay, table, subject name. Is there anything else in here? Nope. Nope. Type name would be relationship or group, so that will work. All right. That will fire. that I want. And this will get dropped by the above query. So this should be type ID, parent, primary key. All right. So let's group these up. Reference data. So everyone, only references, only domains. This is included in only domains and only relationships. So let's do all, because there will be no such thing as ref script, but we will have ref data point. So that's how we can do it. Come on. Come on now. Thing with creating these as a subject iteration, it's really, we're going to clean this once, so we're going to drop all indexes and add them back on. But then in the future, it's a per subject item. So when we create a new subject, then we can, we'll still drop if exists. We'll still get that firing. However, they won't exist, so they'll be created for the first time when that object is first initialized. So we're kind of two-prong approach where we have it fixing our mistakes in case something happened, or making sure that, anything that didn't get the treatment that we had today does, because the system is based on pattern, very patternistic. So if we are creating indexes at this very moment, it is a very huge possibility that they're going to be used in other areas of the system. Damn. If you're watching this later on, you should comment about what would be a good time to do this for you guys. I'll just keep doing it on Saturdays till I get a better consensus, because like when I did the 500 sub giveaway, none of my shirts went to the US. They went to Budapest, Kazakhstan, and Portugal. So I have very diverse audience. So if there's a better time that I can do this, hopefully on the weekends, or Friday night or Saturday night, I would rather do that. So what I need is the subject name. I need database information, subject type, abbreviation, subject type name. I'll need the family. Need database information. Is that it? Subject type abbreviation, subject name, subject type name, database name. I believe that's it. Finally, what to execute. Alrighty. We're going to exit on dimension, and then we need some sorting. So, no matter what, everything's going to fall into this category. And actually, let's copy all of our tokens. I have two different names in here. I think that'll be another interesting item to do. To actually convert this into a data-driven solution, because I already have the system creating indexes, but it takes quite a while. Maybe 2 hours to add that feature. 2 hours to add a data-driven feature to create custom indexes on top of a pre-existing index creation feature. All right. So short name. Is the database name minus the 2-letter DB in front of it. So we should get a template here. Nope. Oh. Start replacing fire. That's it. Where's my list? RCFT. Domain and relationship. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, should have waited. go, because that's a reference specific item. As for everything, because everything has a realm, class, family, type, but then they're reference specific, which is just the base reference table. And we have domain. I want to make sure I do this. And finally, relationship. Gosh darn it. See if it works. Oh, table subject. So that would be... There we go. Come on now. Nope, that would fall into that category too. If you consistently mess up, if you consistently do the bad thing, the wrong thing, you can consistently undo the bad thing or the wrong thing. Oh, yes. So I love cursors. I used to be anti-cursor until I was mentored by a PhD. This error is because we altered the table that we are running off of. So kind of a little recursion. We have defined a subject called subject, which holds subjects. But since we were altering this table, the table itself, this failed. So we can use static to prevent that from happening. So it worked for subject, but will it work for everything? Dimensions are uncommon. These two. Oh, I should have excluded my unassigned subjects. But, hey, that is 45 subjects. But let's see if some of these things we didn't optimize today, like address type, have the indexes, and what do they look like? And they do not. So what is null? What did we not look up? Wait, does subject have it? Unless relationship, domain, reference. And our drop's not working. That's what I want to see. There we go. Ugh. Such a pain, but hey. Ain't nobody. Well, you know what? It was fun though. At least I got some work done. Got some optimization on the entire system because I use these get type IDs all the time. Because optimization is a pretty decent subject. I got this thing running like crazy now. So maybe I make this longer than normal. I don't know. I really want to do some more edits to this. I don't like being forced to do this. I like, I guess that's how we would do it. So we would say, what would this get? This would get just the script ID. The marker specifically for these would be added parameters. So this would have to carry through. The parent would be irrelevant. Actually, I updated my dev art. Select tree function. Nope. Yep. We want to get the family. Actually, let's be on the safe side. I'm going to create a procedure that's going to start sorting my top level calls. Dang it. I gotta update that one. Still have this open? No. Alright, use 16. I should remember that. That's another thing I can do, is start creating a messaging system table that will fail and start recording messages. We want to say and what I would do is, because this is t-sql, I think what I would do is I would look up a flag attached to the root script to say, hey, should I format this, or is this JSON? Before I execute it. Because if it's not, then I probably won't need the, what's it called? The data, because since this is a script executor or script builder, maybe it just does something for me. Maybe it's a job that's not an actual job and not part of the agent. But for now, this will work. What? Nope. That would be bad. go. Excellent. Well, it was fun. I will see you guys over the week and next Saturday. Have a good one.